Hey guys, it's Alex out here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Kansas City. Custom Hauler Trucks on Facebook. Guys, we're here with two really neat pieces today. I'm going to go over the first neat piece right now, and later on you'll see the second, which is this Lux fifth wheel with Dwayne. He's our RV sales guy. But guys, right now we have the first 2024 Freightliner M2 106. This is an M2 106 Plus. A few upgraded features to this thing, but guys, it just popped on the ground last week. This is our first 24 that has been available here at the dealership. We have had a couple that have been pre-ordered. However, this is the first one that's dropped. This one is in white. Guys, a few things that we see from Laredo. As we know, the diamond plate running boards here. This is the chrome appearance package. Does have the chrome light bezels all the way around, grab handles. Your standard Michelin tires, Alcoa wheels. But the biggest thing that we're going to see on the Plus here is the grills, the inside being changed. As far as the powertrain, still a 360 horsepower Cummins, still 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, still an Allison 6-speed transmission. Like I said, biggest changes are going to be the front grills and the interior. So we'll start up here real quick. We'll take a look at these grills, do a quick walk around. Guys, we're still using the Caliber 9 grills for Laredo. However, Caliber 9 really needed to work over the grill for the custom Laredo logo in the center. Still working on that, but we're starting to add a few features like this light bar. I know a lot of the Freightliners have the fog lights that hang down below. Guys, I think they just get ripped off. That's why we do more repair on them in the shop than we do anything. So I wanted to find something that you could put it up here, and we'd had a few requests. Super bright light bar and still have the LED headlights. Yes, these are ran on a separate switch. Coming around the side of the truck, we still have the Alcoas, like I mentioned, the Michelin tires, 360 horsepower Cummins, dual 50-gallon tanks, both sides, and roughly 7 gallons of DEF on the other side. Still have the big toolboxes here. We'll see if this one's unlocked. Big toolbox, spray-in bed liner. Put all your storage stuff in there from different luggage, oil, tools, power tools, whatever you need. Store right there, no problem. And guys, they do have a lock on them, so you can lock them as well. Now the big thing on this truck that we don't get to go over here a whole lot is, guys, we put a Hensley TSLB. It is a 32,000-pound hitch. It is air ride, and yes, you can still use this for gooseneck. As we look at this thing, we do have a couple airbags here, and with one pin just at the front there, we can pull that entire fifth wheel plate off, install your gooseneck, so your big horse trailer, your boat, even your fifth wheels are all air ride. Now our guys go the extra mile inside the cab, and we'll take a look at that here in a minute, to plumb the air lines all the way up to the cab. And that way you can have control of how much air is in these bags and look at your pressure gauge as you go down the road. If you need to adjust it, what have you. A lot of the trucks, your 450s, your 350s that you see with air ride on these trucks, guys, they drain off, or that motor isn't strong enough to actually provide air pressure with something this heavy going down the road. These trucks with primary and secondary air tanks, switch of a button, this whole thing pops right up. It gets you the pressure you need. It's way, way, way easier. Not to mention, I've told everybody a million times the weight of these things. Guys, the weight of this fifth wheel and the weight of this truck, you are a lot safer. The stopping power that you have, being as high as you are in this truck, all of it is a much safer setup than driving your 1 ton or your 3/4 ton down the road. So we're going to go to the other side of this. We're going to take a look at the weight ratings and weight ratings in the door, and then we're going to jump inside and take a look. All right, guys, right here on the side of the fifth wheel, and I'm sure Dwayne will go over this here in a bit, 24,000-pound weight rating. Guys, that is a ton of weight to be pulling around on a 1 ton. So I can't stress this enough. The size of the truck matters. The weight of the truck matters. The capability, stopping power of the truck matters. When you're hauling something of this pure size and weight, all of that comes into play. Make sure your hitch rating, 32,000 pound Hensley TSLB hitch. Guys, even if you don't buy the truck and you guys need a hitch, Zach, Luke, and Steven in there at the parts counter, those guys keep these in stock. The service department guys, Tracy, Tristan, Mike, Lucas, those guys up there can get you scheduled all day to have one of these installed in your 1-ton. But if you've already got an M2, get you scheduled to install it on your M2. Make sure you ask them for the bonus of the gooseneck ball adapter. They'll throw it in there, make it happen for you. 24,000 pound GVW on this, 19.5 GVW here. There's roughly 10% by rule of thumb of your weight of your trailer on your tongue. That means you're sitting with roughly 2,500 pounds on that hitch. Guys, for one of these trucks, that's nothing. Super nice truck, super nice fifth wheel. They're capable of handling extremely large amounts of weight. Safety first. Guys, let's jump in and check out what this M2 106 Plus from Laredo has new in store for you on the inside. All right, guys, here we are inside this 24 Laredo M2 106. We do have the Lux fifth wheel hooked up on the back. And as you've seen, or as you will see, the turning radius capabilities of this truck is far more than any 1-ton truck out there. This truck can just about turn around on itself. I'm not going to call it a zero turn, but the turning radius, if you get into a tight spot, you can definitely get out of it way easier than going forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward with a 1-ton. Guys, it's wonderful. Not to mention, in our parking lot here, with us driving these heavy buses all day long, it gets pretty rough out here, and just straight off the top, I noticed how smooth when you put weight on these trucks, especially with that Lux fifth wheel, how smooth it is in here. It's not aggressive, it's not bouncy, any of that kind of stuff. It's just super nice to be able to go over the bumps, not be jarred to death, and not have the truck completely torn apart while you're going over bumps and such. Guys, here in just a second, we're going to go over the entire inside of this truck, show off the new features, all the new stuff for the M2 106 Plus. All right, guys, here we are inside this Laredo M2 106. This is the M2 106 Plus. It is a 24. As you guys are looking right now, you're going to see that there are some significant differences from our 23s to our 24s. One of them being is the flat dash. Guys, the dash on these trucks, they don't offer the wing dash anymore. They offer the flat dash. It's got two benefits. It's got a benefit, it's got some cons. You could go both ways. On this specific truck, we'll start on the left-hand side. Steering wheel. No longer going to be able to do the wood grain style steering wheel, at least for now. Until somebody comes out with a push button style wood grain steering wheel. Right now, you get the Freightliner steering wheel. There are push buttons to control the dash, so on and so forth. As far as the dash goes, guys, we did go from the complete analog setup to an LCD style setup on the dash. So you can actually get an actual digital readout of speedometer. You can scroll through it like your new trucks can. It's just a super, it's way more updated than the Freightliners have been in the past. You can go through, you've got different settings, gauges, you have your odometer, you have your speedometer, clock, miles per gallon, everything at the click of a button right here on the dash. So moving across, guys, I'll jump in here. You'll see that the dash buttons here have all changed. They're not the small little click buttons. I mean, they are still small click buttons, but they're not the cheap, chintzy ones that they've had for literal 15 years. 20 years, matter of fact. They have a nicer, have a little weight to them. Super nice. Footwells down below, they do light up now. Super nice to have those. You can't really tell here in the daylight, but at nighttime I have driven one of these. I drove it down to from Weatherford, Texas down to Houston, and it was nice to have those footwells lit up. Also, same thing here at nighttime. You still have what Brian at Laredo calls the pimp lights in the ceiling. Still super nice to have those. Still have the suede headliner. Still have the quality interior products. The seat, the hand-built seats from Laredo, the nice black wood grain center consoles and accents up on the ceiling along with the dash. Now real quick guys, to go with the heavy Hensley hitch, I wanted to touch base on, and I don't think we've touched base on one here, if ever. So right here guys, the airlift suspension stuff, it's the Hensley, all of it right there. You can let air out or kick air up, and just that quick it goes up that fast. Guys, generally speaking, when you have the F450 with the little motor air chuck in it, you can't get them to blow up that fast. However, in here we have the pressure, we can do it. The back seat, as Katie just showed you, is still a fold down rear sofa bed, so you can fold it down. It is the new style seats in the back as well. It is black gator or black croc, whatever you want to call it. Still folds down, still super nice, still comfortable. The cab space in here, with the exception of not having the wing dash in here, is still the same. So you have a little more room. I generally put my bag right here in the center. That way I can get to whatever I need to quickly if one of you guys call while I'm on the road. I did notice that I kind of like this for having the space. But as far as the wing dash, I still, in my opinion, preferred the wing dash. But it's to everybody's opinion on what they like, what they don't like. Guys, this truck is available. This Lux fifth wheel is available. Stay tuned for Dwayne's video coming up in the next day or so. 816-489-8298. I might add, guys, any written deal that you have from any certified upfitter, Sport Chassis, Western Hauler, Laredo, Bolt, Summit, any of them, any written deal you guys get, I will beat that deal. 816-489-8298. Give me a shout anytime with any kind of questions on the hitches, weight ratings, any questions you guys have on these trucks. This one's available. To make it yours, give me a shout, 816-489-8298. Thanks guys, and we'll talk soon.